Alright, so welcome back, Doom Tubers. Doom Wave's back once again. I just did a video, two of them yesterday actually, but here we go, 3 for 3 here. We got Guerrilla War for the NES. It's an SNK game, so you can automatically kind of tell, like, the SNK NES style games. You know, you got your Akari Warriors and like other games in the same vein would be like Metal Slug. Metal Slug graphically is a lot better and probably a lot better game. I've never played Metal Slug. I know that's crazy to think, but I never have. But this game is pretty awesome. It's top down, just like Akari Warriors, but it's a little bit easier than Akari Warriors. Akari Warriors is pretty frustrating and it's crazy game. This one is a lot of fun and lots of power-ups, and you know, you can just hold down the fire button to shoot, and you got infinite ammo, infinite grenades, and you can hold down both buttons at the same time and just shoot and be throwing grenades at the same time. You can point in all directions just like you can on Akari Warriors, and there's tanks that you can jump in. Once again, similar to Akari Warriors, that, you know, after you get hit, though, the tanks lose their power, and of course you have to jump out before the tank blows up. But the best part about this game is, of course, the fact that there is infinite continues. This game, it took me about an hour to beat. I just threw it in for the first time this morning and hit play, you know, hit go, and just played it all the way through. It was that enjoyable of an experience, and like I said, it was about an hour to play, maybe a little bit. I didn't really keep track of time, but I know that it was probably about an hour to beat this game. Fantastic game, lots of fun, definitely worth picking up on the NES. I actually don't know how much it goes for. I don't want to say that it's a very expensive game, but I have no idea because I didn't look it up. I got it in the last NES pickup. So, yeah, I got it bundled in with a bunch of other stuff. And it was one of the games that I was actually a little bit more excited to get because I had a feeling it just wasn't just another filler title. And I'm like RBI Baseball or something like that. It wasn't a duplicate. It was actually a new game for me. And I hadn't played it before. And I am very glad that I put it in this morning and I played it because tons of fun. Control-wise, it controls really well. Like I said, you can point in all directions. Infinite continues. It's pretty easy to control. I wish that I could have walked a little faster. You know, I wish that it would have moved a little faster. But I found myself at some points in the game just kind of speeding ahead. You don't have to kill everyone if you don't want to. There's always a mid-boss and a boss on every stage, and you just have to get to the bosses. Like, you don't have to actually have to kill anything else if you don't want to. Scattered throughout the levels, there are hostages that you're supposed to save, and you get lots of points for saving them, and it deducts points from your score if you kill them. Not gonna lie, I found myself at, you know, not really caring whether or not I saved them because I wasn't keeping track of the score because I got several game overs and reset your score after every game over. I wasn't playing it for score. I was playing it just for the action, just for the fun, just to go beat the bosses and get to the end of the level. This type of game really reminds me of like a shoot 'em up. I know it is a run and gun, but since it's top down in the way that it is, and I don't know, it just really reminds me of like the things that I like about shoot 'em ups. I guess just the full-on action, just go to it, destroy everything kind of approach, and yeah, that's the style of gameplay. I like the levels, the way that they're set up, and I really liked some of the bosses were kind of unique, or the way that they were set up. You know, there was your typical jungle level, you know, in the very beginning where you're just trying to get, you know, through the trees and stuff, and lots of obstacles in the way. Some of them are destructible and some of them aren't. And there's also like lots of like landmines laying around that you kind of have to avoid too. And the one thing I didn't like that there was no way, at least as far as I could tell, there was no way to destroy the landmines. Like you just had to walk around them or walk on it and blow up and die. But there was lots of really cool power-ups. I don't know what they all were. You know, they were all labeled with a letter, and I don't know what, you know, the difference in some of them were. But of course, there's one of them that gives you like a rocket type of projectile, a bullet. There's one of them that my personal favorite was the flame one. It was just sent out just a huge swath of flames. There was a spread shot type weapon, and there was also one that shot out like a rocket, but then it would hit the ground and then blow up and then become a spread shot. So it was interesting. I kind of like that one too. And your grenades were pretty useful for some of the stronger enemies. You know, that, like, because there's lots of vehicles and stuff that you have to shoot too. Lots of helicopters, lots of tanks, and stuff like that. And most of the bosses were, you know, tanks of some sort, or like big gun turrets. And there was one of them that was a big helicopter. And then the final boss was actually pretty tough. He's guarded behind a building, but you could shoot over the building, like you shoot and throw grenades at him, but you couldn't get any closer to him. And so first off, there's like some big turrets that you can take out if you want to, and then once you take out those turrets, because before he's not shooting anything, it's just him, it's the guy walking back and forth. He's not shooting anything at you, it's just the turrets. But then when you take out the turrets, he like unleashes crazy amounts of rockets and grenades and stuff at you, and they're hard to avoid. It actually took quite a while, you know, I say quite a while, but it was just a couple of minutes, to beat the final boss, and I had a couple of game overs just in the final boss just because it was kind of difficult. But all in all, really fun game. Definitely worth picking up and playing if you could find a copy. Short game, difficult in a lot of ways. If you're trying to play without continues and trying to get a high score, this is absolutely difficult. This is a pretty tough game. Lots of bullets flying around, lots of things trying to kill you. It does have 2-player co-op. This just like, you know, Car Warriors or like a Contra style, where it's 2 players on the same screen just going and kicking ass. And I plan on playing this with Haas maybe sometime soon. Maybe take it to his house or have him over and we can co-op this. And hey, maybe I'll do some gameplay video of it, because he just actually got a capture device. So yeah, maybe we can do some of that. Anyways, want to thank you for watching, and I'll go ahead and wrap this up. Guerrilla War for the Nintendo Entertainment Center. Nintendo Entertainment Center by SNK. Pick it up. Thanks for watching. Doomwaves out.